Yo, what is up guys? It is Samool here, back with another should you pull video for you guys today. I'm going to be talking about the two banners that are running right now, Ilynav and Kanna. Now I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday season. I'm actually getting my booster shot for COVID tomorrow, which is Christmas Eve here in Korea. So I'm probably not going to really be doing too much on Christmas Day. I was planning to go out, but my arm hurts too much. I probably would just chill a bit, but that's fine. I hope you guys have a great time though. Now talking about the units, so obviously Ilynav is a unit that's been out for a while, same with Kanna. Now are they worth pulling for? The reason why they're running bomb model Kanna is because her skin is out. If you guys didn't know, if you guys go to the epic pass here, if you upgrade it, which I do recommend if you do like cosmetics, because the skin is kind of nice. You know, we got some interesting traits that are very nice. Anyways, we're gonna talk about the units. So starting off, I'm just gonna say right away, so bomb model Kanna actually is a free unit. I know I'm going back and forth a lot, I apologize, but you'll see like on the left here, she's actually just sitting there. She's actually a connection unit, so you can actually just get her. It's actually not that hard, it's just a lot of farming, so you actually don't really need to pull for right away, because honestly she's a strictly PvE unit. She's going to be very, very good in Earth Expedition, she's very good in like Golem, she's even good in Azmnak and Hell Raid. But the thing is, for PvE units, you don't need to pull for memory imprints. Memory imprints are very important the higher you go in PvP, especially World Arena, but for PvE content, the lack of the little amount of stats won't really make up for, you know, won't actually like carry you through that PvE run or whatever you're trying to go through, whereas in PvP, every single stat matters to the single digits, right? For PvE, it doesn't really matter too much, so I can't really justify ever pulling for her, even though she's a very, very strong PvE unit. Let's say she wasn't a connection unit, then yes, I would recommend her because she's very good in Earth Expedition, very good in Azmnak, she's good in some other PvE areas as well. And in PvP, she isn't really used. I've seen some people try to use her as like a opener, but it's like kind of weird how she works. But she's mostly going to be strictly for PvE. Now talking about her artifact, guys, this artifact's actually pretty decent because it'll actually make her, or make any unit that's equipped with it do more damage. It kind of works like a symbol of unity. So it's actually not terrible. The thing is, most ranger units won't really be running those. So the meta ranger units are like what? So you have Operator Sigurd who can use it actually, but you can run her on basically any other artifact. You can use Landy with it, but Landy's on Guiding Light, SSB uses Drink, right? So if this was not ranger exclusive and it was just a normal artifact, it'd be very good. The only usage I see on it is going to be like Operator Sigurd, to be honest. So should you pull for bomb model Kanna? Not really, guys, not really worth it. Because you can get it for free anyways from connections. But if you guys are really lazy or you guys really love the unit and want to use her in PvP and want to pull for imprints, then sure, maybe her ML version comes out, you know, right after a few months, and then everyone gets scammed and everyone's like, oh, I should have pulled for imprints for the ML unit. But for now, she's not really going to be, you know, that worth pulling for because, like I said a million times, she is free from connections. Now her artifact, I don't think it's worth spending the powder on. This rotates very often. It's not limited either. Like I said, you can use Symbol of Unity, you can even use like Oath Key if you really need the hit chance on some ranger units. But for the 240 powder, not really worth. If it was rotating in the regular shop and was 180 and you really needed it on like your Opsig or other ranger units that you use, I'm pretty sure there's like 2 more units. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but they're actually pretty good units that use it. I think Watcher Sherry is really good with it as well. So yeah, not that worth it. Now talking about Ilynav, guys. So Ilynav is also technically a PvP centric unit. So I'll go over her skills. I know I didn't go over Kanna's skills, but she's not really using PvP at all. She's just very strong in some certain areas of PvE, like I said. But for Ilynav, she's kind of like a counter-attacking, like kind of like Charles, that relies more on injuries. I'm not going to go over skills in depth because there's a lot of reading. Basically, just think of her as like a fire Charles, right? That actually does a little bit less damage in the short term, but in a longer fight, she stacks up with her injuries. She's not as bad as people think for PvP, but she's still not that good because there's just better units out there that are counter units, right? You have like Violet, you have like Rem, right? So Rem just like kind of destroys her, and then there's just a lot of good ice units. Ever since the ReZero collab, just ice units have been very, very powerful because basically all the strong ones from ReZero collab were Rem and Amelia, which are ice units, right? So fire units are kind of hard to use nowadays, so it's kind of like an ice green meta at the moment. So Ilynav not too good in PvP, but also you can get her from Selective Summon Season 2, so if you haven't done that yet, instead of wasting your bookmarks on her, you can actually try to get her from that if you really want her, because there's going to be a lot of good banners coming up. And the next week's banner, I'll release a video on that very shortly after this one, but there's some really good units, and after that I expect some limited units because I think the next week's banners that are good are kind of like a bait for the limited ones that are coming out, so keep that in mind. But for Ilynav, guys, I don't think she's that worth it either. She is good in PvE though, so let me get started on that. So for PvE, she is good in one-shot comps. So you can use her in like Banshee one-shot, actually. You can use her in Asmodee 13, Katie's one-shot, because of her crit damage buff that she has for her team. She gives someone a crit damage buff right here, 50% crit chance or crit damage, and she also does pretty decent damage with her S3 as an AoE attacker. It's hard to one-shot with her, but you can use her before like a Vivian goes, right? And have your team have crit damage buff, and then your Watcher Sherry with the crit damage buff or Strays or whatever you're using will one-shot the boss a lot easier and lower the gear requirements. But besides that, in PvP, she's not really that good. So talking about her artifacts, so her artifact's actually not bad. Basically, it's just a crit chance for knights, so a lot of knights can use this actually. But keep in mind, there are a lot of good knight artifacts already. And whenever you crit, you basically have more damage on your next attack. So this can work on AoE attacks as well. So you can single target attack first, crit, and then your next AoE attack will do a lot more damage. So this goes up to 20%, yeah. Very, very strong actually, but there's already a lot of good knight artifacts, but it's pretty decent on Ilynav herself. The only thing is she's not really good, so I wouldn't really recommend buying it from the Powder of Knowledge shop unless you really, really want to use Ilynav, but you can run her on a lot of different artifacts as well. So yeah, Ilynav, easy skip in my opinion, unless you really need her for PvE one-shot teams. If that's the case, then yeah, you can pull for her. Bond model Kanna, she's a free-to-play unit. You can get her from connections, so yeah, the only reason why they're running this banner right now is because her skin is running, and maybe they're trying to scam some players that don't know she's from connections. A lot of new players probably see this with the skin and they're like, oh my god, that skin looks sick, I'm gonna pull for her and use my bookmarks, and they don't know that she's free. So Smilegate's kind of doing you dirty there, but she's a free-to-play unit, so make sure you guys don't pull for her either unless you really love her and want her to be imprinted for some reason. And yeah, both artifacts, although they're both pretty good, not really worth the powder, because keep in mind that we have limited banners coming up featuring like Cerise with Guiding Light, which is a very, very powerful artifact, very strong on like basically any ranger in the game at the moment besides like SSB or like Summertime Assyria, and it will make your units, especially like Landy, I'm sure a lot of you guys pulled Landy and don't know what artifacts run on her because everyone says Guiding Light. And yes, Guiding Light on Landy for PvP makes her super, super oppressive, makes her super tanky, annoying to deal with. So yeah, save your powder, don't buy either of these artifacts. Although they're good, you know, not really worth the 240, and they're not limited anyway, so you can always get them later, right? From random pulls, like, you know, your daily summon. Like, watch this. I'm gonna daily summon, get that artifact. Oh, I'm lagging. Man, the servers are actually so bad now because of Christmas. But yeah, well, I guess I'll end the video here because Ross is gonna run for eternity because this always happens. So, you know, oh, here we go, and it's a 3-star, so I lied. But yeah. Anyways, I hope this video helped you guys out in deciding whether to pull for both of these units. Just to recap, don't pull for anything. Don't buy anything. Save your bookmarks, guys. There's going to be better banners next week. And then, you know, after that, I expect them to release even better, like, limited banners as well. So, yeah. I hope this video helped you out, guys. And as always, the like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel out a lot. And I'll see you guys next video. Peace.